London South East College's online open day, brought to you by SpringPod. In today's session, we're going to be talking about the higher education courses and qualifications available at London South East College's University Centre. I'm Matt, and I'll be your host for today's session. We'll be talking for about 45 minutes, and I'd like to encourage you to ask as many questions during that time as you'd like using the Q&A tab. We will be doing a question and answer session with all our speakers at the end of the presentation, so it's a great opportunity if you have any specific questions to get some expert advice. So let's meet our speakers, and we've got a number of fantastic guests with us today. We are joined by firstly, the Head of Faculty for Built Environment, Computing and Science, Elizabeth Daniels, the Programme Lead for Professional and Commercial, Debs Hatton, the Head of Faculty for Health, Social Sciences and Education, Joe Karuga, and Darren Ainslow, who's the Head of Sport and Partnerships. We also have Paul Chima, who's joining us during the Q&A section at the end. So guys, thank you so much for being here, and a very good afternoon to you all.
Thank you.
Awesome. So we're going to watch a very quick informational video, and then I'm going to hand things over to Elizabeth to kick off the presentation.
Here at London South East College's University Centre, we provide a range of degrees. Students come from all over the UK, in South East London and London, from all backgrounds.
It's a lot more intimate, so you're in the classes with, I've got 5 in my class, so you sort of know lecturers a lot more. It's easy to ask for help, and there's always things going on. So if you want to get involved, it's quite easy to get involved. When I come to do my degree, I chose to stay here.
I started my own business while I was in second year, and the business management course will help me to manage my own business.
Some of the teachers have been very brilliant. With them, you always want to even come into college.
We offer higher education courses at all our campuses, giving students a real choice to study higher education at their convenient location.
Fantastic. Well, a lovely little sneak peek at what's to come in our talk today. And I will now hand things over to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our London South East College's University Centre presentation. I will be going through all the different curriculum areas that we cover in regards to STEM. But just before we start the process today, I'd like to say studying at London South East Colleges, some of the benefits that you will get from studying with us is when we're talking about small classes, there's 20 students at the most, not a big lecture theatre, and you will get a lot of one-to-one support from your lecturers who are highly qualified in their different disciplines. Once you've completed your first 2 years, if you're doing an HND or foundation degree, you can go on to a university of choice or one of our partner universities to complete your degree. Peradventure, you decide you're not yet going to progress, you can also go straight into employment or consider taking up further studies via a professional institution. So, what do we have on offer? In STEM, we have HND and HNC, quantity surveying, construction management, building surveying, building studies, and the built environment, construction and built environment. We also have foundation degree in computing. We have HND computing with network engineering, and this particular one attracts a professional accreditation to it. We also have foundation degree in pharmaceutical science, foundation degree in biomedical science, and extended science, which is the year 0. We are also considering offering HNC in engineering, HNC foundation degree in civil engineering, foundation degree in electrical and electronics engineering, subject to validation. So in the built environment, you could go into courses such as a building surveyor. So what do they do? With a building surveyor HND or HNC, you would basically be that person who looks at the health of an existing building. So basically, you would, if it has issues, you would come up with a diagnostics, and you would also recommend any remedial requirements in order to put it right. If you decide to go in via to be a quantity surveyor, you're basically that person who likes dealing with figures, and therefore you'll be managing the budget from the project from start to finish. You would also work alongside estimators who will be measuring up every single component of a building from start to finish. Or if you want to go into construction management, in this instance, you are that person who builds this project from start to finish. And once you've completed, you move on. Now, another area that we do also cover is computing. With computing, we have as an HND or foundation degree. Now, you would be studying things such as robotics, studying things such as programming, software engineering. Where do you go with these particular qualifications? You could, when you finish, become a website developer. You could be a support technician. You could be a software engineer. You could be a data analyst. So it's a very exciting world, and it is attached to you're doing things on Oracle, and it's attached to to a professional body that will be also awarded alongside your HND. Next slide. Okay, then we've got our sciences. With our sciences, you could come in with year 0, which is basically if you don't make your full UCAS points, London South East colleges will welcome you in and work with you in order to attain your required UCAS points in order to progress on to our foundation degree in pharmaceutical science or our foundation degree in biomedical science. And with that, we have highly qualified staff who are educated to PhD level, of which they would guide you through the different things that you will be taking part of, and also take you on a number of field trips to see live labs, how they function. You can go into professions such as development chemists, material technologists, formulation chemists, which is quite exciting, or you could decide to be a science teacher and give back to other people who are willing to come into this world of science. And then we have engineering. As mentioned earlier, this is yet to go live. It's subject to validation, but we will be looking at civil engineering, mechanical engineering, and I would like to now hand you over to Darren, who will take you through our sports provision.
Thanks for joining me today. As Elizabeth mentioned, my name's Darren Anslow, and I've got the privilege this year of heading up the HNC, which is a partnership between Bromley Football Club and London South East colleges. And hopefully throughout this presentation, the benefit of that partnership will become apparent. So, a higher national certificate in sport is a one-year course which is a level 4 qualification, and that's the equivalent of a first-year degree qualification. At the end of that first year, you'll have the opportunity to either move into employment or to continue your higher education by continuing on to a HND and possibly topping up third year to obtain a full degree. The course is 120 credits across the year, which is 8 units divided at 15 credit units, 3 of which are mandatory, 5 of which are optional. In terms of delivery, you will be in college for 1.5 days a week. So currently the timetable will be a full day on a Monday and a half day on a Wednesday. And these sessions will be made up of seminars, presentations, lectures, one-to-one tutorials, field trips, lots of different things we'll be doing. Also, with the 1.5 days a week, it's fantastic in terms of flexibility. It allows you to study gives you opportunity to work as well, gives you plenty of time to continue with your studies and your research, and also allows you, if you're a player on the course, to partake in full-time training throughout the season. We're based at the Bromley campus, and in terms of assessment, it's not just written work. You'll be assessed on presentations, projects, practical assessments, recording interviews, lots of different forms of assessment. The duration of the course starts in September 2020 and runs through to June 2021. It's focused on the wide and developing football performance and sports industry, and the benefit of the partnership with Bromley Football Club, which is a full-time professional football club. It allows us to look at lots of different areas and experience lots of different areas in the field of sport and employment. So, for example, at the club, we have full-time groundsmen, full-time physiotherapists, full-time marketing department, full-time management and full-time coaches. Throughout the year, we'll be able to tap into those resources and spend some time at the club, again, looking at different areas that, you may not be sure what area of sport you want to move into yet, and hopefully that will give you some ideas. Also, we've chosen the general sport pathway, and there's a reason for that. That will allow you flexibility in year 2 and your year 3 top-up to pick an area that you're interested in. It's not specific to any particular sporting area, so it'll allow you that freedom of choice further on into your studies. If we look at this now, this is kind of a recap on what we've spoken about. There'll be lots of independent study, so tasks will be set and you'll be expected to go away, carry out research, be critically analytical, but it's a lot of independent study. You'll work individually as well as in teams and small groups. Like we've mentioned before, there'll be lectures, talk and theory seminars, discussion groups, quite a bit of considerable amount of practical work. And again, we've just mentioned, different forms of assessment. So just looking at some of the units that we'll be studying, like I explained before, there'll be 3 mandatory units, and then we'll choose 5 optional examples. So what are the mandatory units? Well, we're looking at physical activity, lifestyle and health. So just to give you an understanding or an idea of what those entail, we'll be looking there at the physical and psychological benefits of activity, which I think over this current last few months have been paramount in helping people maintain their mental health. We'll be looking at the social benefits of exercise, developing relationships and the sense of belonging that they encourage. We'll also be looking at another mandatory unit is the sporting landscape, and what that looks at, that examines the growing influence of government in sport and how it can be used for achieving political, cultural and social objectives. So, for example, we'll be studying the Berlin Olympics in 1936, the Russian government and their focus on elite performance in sport, as well as the South African Rugby World Cup from 1995, that was post-apartheid. There'll also be a project management, which is set by the examining board, and that could be, for example, the effects of caffeine on reaction time in a 100-meter sprint, and that will help you develop your research skills, understand different types of methodology, and understanding types of data such as quantitative and qualitative. If we look at some of the optional examples, we could look at nutrition. And again, there we'll be looking at the components of the diet towards optimum health and performance, prescriptive diets such as the effect of a vegan diet on sport, and also fad diets such as intermittent fasting and the Atkins diet, which is carb restricted. There's also a coaching unit. Again, we look at the principles of coaching, roles, knowledge, professional relationships, phases of learning, and how we'll cater for specific learners. And throughout that unit, you'll be given a specific group for which you'll design a sporting session, and you'll be reflective, and we'll ask you to reflect on your practice. So overall, in terms of the course, it's covers a very broad area of sport, which will hopefully help you develop an understanding of where you want to take this, and what your next steps in education will be. Now I'm going to hand you over to the next presenter. Thank you.
afternoon, and thank you for joining us this afternoon on this lovely sunny day. My name is Debs, and I'm going to take you through the HE Business courses that we offer at LSEC, and I'll also speak a little bit about the professional services, primarily the AAT accounting courses that we offer. So our HE Business courses, we have a range of courses to offer. We have the HNC and go on to the HND with Pearson's. The HNC is a level 4 qualification, and you can then go on to the HND, which is the level 5, and I'll explain the progressions onto the top-up degree, which you can do, and the top-up degree is with Canterbury Christchurch University. We also have our foundation degrees. Now, they all with Canterbury Christchurch University, the foundation, the top-up, and the BSc honours degree. The foundation is a 2-year, so it's a level 4 and a level 5. You'll get a certificate at the end of level 5, and you can then go on to the top-up. And the top-up is the level 6, and you will get a full degree. And the alternative route is the Bachelor's of Science Honours with Canterbury, which is a 3-year program. The HNC and HND usually require attendance for 1.5 days per week, and this allows you to study while working. So you should have employment or even a work placement in a relevant employment. They specifically designed to allow you to be able to work and study at the same time. So that's why we are looking at the method of having you in college 1.5 days. There may be a little bit of blended learning, which can also be quite flexible and support you whilst working. The work placements don't have to be in paid employment. They can be voluntary placements as well. And at LSEC, we can often help and support you to find placements. The foundation degree, this is a 2-year program, and it's a level 4 and a level 5. At the end of level 5, you will get a qualification, and you can then, so it's a standalone qualification in itself, and you can then go on and do the top-up if you would like to. We also look to have employment, that you will be in employment alongside the degree, because this will support you in some of the modules like the work-based learning project that we do. So after completing the foundation degree or the HND business, you can go on to do the top-up, which is level 6. It's a 1-year program. And this we can run during the day and in the evening. So we're very flexible to work around those students that are working 5 days a week. We offer the evening program. And we then also have the 3-year degree program. And this is the level 4, 5, and 6. You ideally, it's quite intensive. It's run during the day, and you need to complete the full 3 years in order to gain the degree. So there's no levels where you can jump off with the qualification. You will need to do all 3 years. All these courses are delivered at our Bromley campus, and our HNC program, we also, in business, we also run at Bexley. So as I had mentioned, I've spoken to you about the Bachelor's in Business degree, which is also run at Bromley. These business qualifications, we cover different units such as people management, accounting and finance, marketing principles, business analytics, economics. So we give you a really broad and wide range of knowledge and theory. And with the work-based learning projects and the projects that you do on the HNC program as well, this is really designed to give you some of the skills around the knowledge that you'll be learning and putting a lot of that into practice. Our professional services, we have the AAT, which is the Association of Accounting Technicians. And this is the world's leading professional body for accounting technicians. The qualification is extremely valued in the workplace, and a lot of employers would look for you to be either studying on the AAT or have an AAT qualification. It consists of the foundation level, which is the level 2, and you would finish after level 2 with the certificate in accounting. The level 3, which is the AAT Advanced Diploma in Accounting, and then the AAT Professional Diploma in Accounting, which is the level 4. And you would need to complete all 3 levels in order to get the full professional qualification. A lot of what we do is to keep you industry ready. So the AAT works very closely with employers to make sure that the qualification is fit for purpose. So once you're finished and you're studying and you're going into the workplace, you have the right skills and the right knowledge in order to do the work. I'm now going to hand you over to Joe, who's going to talk about teaching. Thank you.
Thanks, Dibs. Hello, everybody. So I'm going to talk about the Faculty of Health and Education, starting with our education courses. So similarly to what you've heard, we offer a range of foundation degrees and then the top-up degrees. So we've got a foundation degree supporting teaching and learning, which is a bit more general. So people that are geared, they really want to go into primary school teaching often, and they haven't got a specific focus in mind, often teaching assistants already. We've got a foundation degree early years education. So this is often people that are, they've done their work so far in nurseries and in early years settings. And they may not be thinking of teaching, but that could be something they go on to. We have a lot of people that do that, and then because they want to go into management in their nurseries. And then we have a foundation degree childhood studies with special educational needs, and this has a SEN focus all the way through it. Special needs are covered on all our foundation degrees, but this one is particularly aimed at those people that really want to specialise. Perhaps they're working in specialist units or alternative provision, or as it just in mainstream where they have special education, children with special educational needs in the classroom as well. We also offer a BA Honours Childhood Studies, and you can do that with a general side of it or a special educational needs route with that, and you come out of that with your full degree. Now, a lot of the people that join us on our education courses initially do so to teach in schools in the UK. So for teaching in the UK, the most common requirements are that you have your GCSE English, Maths and Science at your A star to C or 9 to 4, your A levels or a level 3 equivalent, and then completion of your BA Honours degree. Once you've got your degree, you go on and do your PGCE teacher training. And then with your secondary PGCE, you don't have to have science. Now, what we're offering you with your foundation degree in the top up is that chance to get that BA Honours degree that you might be missing. And then you can move into teaching. So our education foundation degrees are a great way to get started, because most of our students are teaching assistants, and they're looking for a way to develop their careers. So you work and study. The same with the foundation degrees in the other areas, and ours are designed for study in 1 day a week. and then you are 2 days a week in placement. So if you're already working 5 days a week in a school, you just need to get 1 day's release, and then to come and study, and you work for the rest of it. So it's a very practical way to get your degree on your way to becoming a teacher or a specialist. After you've done your foundation degree, which is level 4 and level 5 of a degree, and they're separate. So at the end of a foundation degree, you can graduate and it's complete qualification. So if you change your mind, you've got the option there of possibly moving onto another discipline. But we offer you can stay with us at Bromley and complete your level 6. And as I say, we offer a childhood studies general and a childhood studies SEN. So here you can see how those routes might work. So if you start on the general side, you've got supporting teaching and learning or early years, leading to the BA Honours Childhood Studies. Or if you want to go down the special educational needs route specifically, you can do the childhood studies with SEN and then the BA Honours Childhood Studies with SEN. But all of them lead you to the same point, either going straight out into work in your area of the education sector. Some people move into local government, into childhood services. It opens up, once you've got that BA Honours degree, it opens up your master's postgraduate degree study if you want to go and specialise further, or you go straight onto your PGCE teacher training. Now, at the moment, we don't offer your primary school PGCE training. We offer you the degree to get you there, but we do offer teacher training for the lifelong learning sector. So this is covering post-16 and adults if you want to teach in colleges or private providers. We have a lot of vocational teachers come on this because they're doing training in hairdressing, beauty, construction, or in business with paramedic trainers and things like this. And there is a crossover with schools now in our sector. So you could be going into sixth form in schools and delivering. Now, we also deliver with our higher education institution partners. We work with Canterbury Christchurch University and University of Greenwich, and we've got 2 routes. If you're already an established teacher, or you've been teaching, you know what you're doing, and you've got a fair idea of that, but for whatever reason you didn't get the qualification behind you, then we have a distance learning blended route. If you're a brand new teacher, maybe you haven't got teaching hours yet and you might need us to try and help you find a placement, then we offer a weekly taught course. If you've already got a degree, you can study at PGCE level, but either way, it leads to you gaining your qualified teaching and learning status, your QTLS, in our sector. English and maths are incredibly important for all our degree routes in all our departments in our faculties. It's particularly important in education. If you want to go and do your PGCE study, then you do need to get your GCSE English and maths. Now, it's worth thinking about now, and you need to check the specific entry requirements for any of the degrees that you want to join. Some of them we can get you started with a level 2 equivalency. We do a written test with you on as part of interview. But if you want to go on to that 3rd year top up, some of those 3rd year top ups require you to have the actual GCSE. So you might need to resit those alongside your qualification. If your qualifications in English and maths are from overseas, then you might need to get them equivalency certificate from somebody like NARIC. Okay. So on the health side, we've got a foundation degree in health and social care. We've got a foundation degree social care studies and a BA honours in social work studies. Our foundation degree in health and social care is more general around health. It's about care-related roles. We have a lot of students in residential homes, as assistants in hospitals, in voluntary organisations, in domiciliary care. You do need to have a placement in a care-related roles. This is taught over 2 days a week, and then you need to be 15 hours a week in a relevant placement that you find yourself. And then you usually progress onto a top-up degree in health and social care. Then the students that do this often move into leadership and management roles in their area. And this foundation degree, the health and social care, we offer at both the Bromley and the Bexley campus. So from here, you're going into higher levels of employment or further study to complete your full degree. And at the moment, once you've got your full degree, it opens up postgraduate study, and including things like an apprenticeship in adult mental health nursing that you can study. The foundation degree social care studies is a bespoke programme written for us in collaboration with Canterbury Christchurch University, and is the start of your journey towards social work. You use your existing paid work, if it's relevant, to start on your journey, so it widens up the routes into social work, because often if you go on to a 3-year social work degree, you're giving up work right from the beginning. Now, students on this foundation degree, if you've looked into social work, you'll know that you need to complete a 30-day and 70-day workday placement, and that's what you're doing on the foundation degree in your existing work. But it ties in with all the social work elements threaded throughout, which gets you ready to move on to our BA Honours Social Work Studies. Now, this is a level 6 programme. You need to have done the foundation degree first, and this one is approved by Social Work England, and it's a regulated programme. So if you successfully complete this programme, you're eligible to register as a social worker in the UK. And again, if you've looked at social work, you'll know you need to do a 100-day placement undertaking statutory social work tasks, and that's what you do with us on this level 6 top-up. And if you've seen this before, on the left there, you can see the sort of rainbow, the professional capabilities framework for social work. So on our foundation degree, although it's not called social work, we are getting you ready by mapping across the social work skills. So some general points: in education and health, all our foundation degrees have a corresponding work placement requirement. The links to the work placement are embedded throughout each module and assignment. So you can't do those courses without a work setting. So with that, you'll need your enhanced DBS check, and we don't find you placements. You are responsible for securing your own placement. But they're designed that most people are already working, and so it's a way that they can balance the two. Having said that, if you're in a voluntary position, that's absolutely fine. But there's full details and UCAS and module information available on the website. So some general closing comments. Regardless of which faculty you come to, we're very proud of our university centre. On the new Teaching Excellence Framework, we were rated as TEF Silver, and this means we equip students with the knowledge, skills and understanding that are valued by employers. We've got a culture of working with students as partners in learning, and we provide individualised support. You're not coming to a lecture theatre with 100, 150 students. You're in classes, as Darren said, of maybe 16, 20 would be quite a large class. So we get to know you, whether you're in the Faculty of Business, in the sports, or in the science and the STEM and engineering. You know, we get to know and support you really, really well. So we have smaller classrooms, qualified lecturers. You can progress into the university degree to get your full BA honours. You can go straight into employment or onto professional studies. And the idea, they're designed for you to live and study locally. So if you don't want to go off to university at another part of the country, you're worried about staying at home, especially in the current environment, then that's what we can offer you at LSIC. It's a friendly environment, and we've got lower fees than the main university campuses. The working experience and employer engagement is key to everything that we do. As we've said, Debs was talking about being industry ready, or we've got professionally recognised qualifications in construction and the built environment, and those links with Bromley Football Club for the sport. So, and alongside this, we're working with you to develop your employment skills, getting you to think about your CVs and how you present yourself, So you're learning those skills alongside it, getting you industry ready. So to find out more, you can email the HE@LSEC website for general inquiries that you can follow up on. And don't forget, if you've been listening to this and you're not quite ready for the degree study yet, we have really strong access provision. So if you're still at that level 3 stage, we've got an access to HE department, as well as all the other level 3 courses and that we offer around the college in various subjects. Okay. And I think we're back to Matt now.
Yes, thank you so much, Joe, for your presentation, and for the other speakers as well. It was a really informative presentation, lots of great info there, and our viewers have been coming in with some questions and looking for some advice. So let's see if we can help some people out. Our first question is from one of our guests. They say, I am 39 years old with no qualifications, but I really like to study biology. What would be the best route for me to go about this?
I'll take that question. Now, if currently you have not got any level 3 qualifications, we do offer A-levels in biology, which will then enable you to come on to our foundation degree in biomedical science or pharmaceutical science.
Fantastic. Yes, so maybe one of those A-level courses would be a good sort of starting place for an individual like that. So I think you're absolutely right with that one, Elizabeth. Next question. So, another person looking for potentially the right sort of next step for them. This person writes, I'm 33 years old and I would really like to get into midwifery. I have functional skills in English and maths at level 1, as well as level 1 in IT as well. What would maybe be the best advice for someone like this?
Your best bet is to look at our access courses. We do access to nursing. For midwifery, you do need to do a midwifery degree. So it's one of those specialist routes. But at the college, if you email, if you get in contact with us, we can put you in contact with the access department to talk to you about that.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for that, Joe. Another person here, again, looking a good idea of where they sort of want to go in the future and looking for some advice as to how to get there. So this individual writes, I really would like to be a property surveyor. I'm 25 years old, have got functional skills at level 2 in English and maths. Would you recommend the level 3 or level 2 courses in built environment for someone at that level?
I'll take that, Matt. Because you're 25, you fall into what we call a mature student bracket, and you've already got your level 2. So I would suggest that you apply for HND building surveying, and that will take you to the route where you want to go. Once you've completed those 2 years, you can transfer over to the University of Greenwich and complete a property development degree, and you do just 1 year. The degree itself is accredited by RICS.
Excellent. Okay, yeah, that seems like that would be quite a good sort of transition for someone looking to get into property surveying. Obviously, it's great that people have got that clear idea of the career they want,
Yes.
and it's good that we're able to give them that sort of guidance. Another person here who's interested in the HNC building surveying course, they want to know, when is the cutoff to apply for it this year?
This year, we would go all the way up to the end of September.
Mm-hmm.
Once we start the induction and the skills week and lectures start, obviously you start to miss off. So therefore, in order to give us enough time to process, we would say end of September. But what I would also suggest is if you are looking to apply for HND building surveying, HNC, I would ask you to apply now. We'll invite you for an informal chat and we'll take it forward. However, to do an HNC, you do need to be in industry, practicing in some form in the built environment industry.
Okie dokie, yeah, that definitely makes sense. And on the subject of industry and sort of obviously work placements, as we've mentioned throughout the presentation, are really important. Someone's written in with a question regarding that area. So they said, obviously, we've said that work experience is really important, which it is. But at the moment, with the current sort of situation with the lockdown and stuff, work experience can be a little bit more difficult to find right now. So this person was looking to find out if LSEC or London South East colleges were able to give them any support in finding placements, and what maybe their options are with finding work experience.
Anybody? Do you want to take that one?
Yeah, was that in a particular area or just in general?
I think it was more just sort of in general. So yeah, any advice for someone in that situation, guys?
We do have work experience teams in the college, and we are looking at them being we are looking at doing more with them this year to help people out, because we know that it depends on the sector. Because some we have employer boards, and we've been speaking to people, and they've said they're still very open to taking on volunteers and people in September. But yes, if that's what's holding people back, I would say get in contact with us, and we will see what we can do to help you out.
Fantastic. Let's see what other questions we have here. I think we've probably got time for another one. So someone writes, I've been to London South East colleges before to sign up for an assessor's course. Unfortunately, I was turned away. I was in the middle of doing my maths assessment when I was told that I only had the English GCSE, so obviously maths and English you really need, guys. The tutor said he would decide if I was able to be enrolled onto the course. But in the end, they decided that I wasn't. What would maybe be a reason for someone not being able to get on the courses, and what would they be able to do to maybe improve their chances in the future? Again, I think this is more of a sort of general one, so if anybody wants to jump in, any advice?
I mean, it would depend on, without knowing the specific case, it's a bit difficult to comment. I mean, the best thing to do at this stage is to look at the information on the website, the course information. If there is something there that you're interested in any of our faculties, then get in contact with it. We'll happily talk it through with you, talk through your qualifications. As Elizabeth said, all of us have been setting up informal chats over the last few weeks to speak to people about what they can do. So just talk to us through before you sort of apply and make sure that we've got that right for you.
Absolutely, and I think that's probably true with a lot of the questions that we've had in as well today. If you're a little bit unsure of maybe what the absolute best steps are for you with your own personal circumstances, then is it worth people maybe getting in touch with the Student Hub team? I know they're very active with helping people in those sort of situations.
What we would say is if people are interested, if you can email he@lsec.ac.uk, Pal Chima, who's our HE registrar, will be able to forward your email onto the right faculty.
Fantastic, awesome. So let's jump into this last question. Somebody said, I really want to be able to get my RICS. How would I be able to go about that, and where can I find those sort of courses?
I'll take that. In order to get your RICS, which is Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors, you will need to do your HND in any of the built environment routes specified earlier. You will then need to progress on to your degree, and once you've completed that, you will then be able to start your chartership with the RICS. Now, alternative routes would be to do your HND with London South East colleges, and then join RICS to start your professional exams. They will, however, expect you at that point to be working in industry with some industry knowledge before they take you on.
Okie dokie, fantastic. I think, let me just double check. I think that is pretty much all the questions that we have been sent in. Perfect. Yep, I think we have covered it all. So guys, thank you so much for obviously answering those questions and helping people out. And thank you so much to our viewers for posting those questions to our fantastic speakers. We really hope that this presentation has helped inspire you to want to learn at London South East colleges. There's loads of stuff that you can look up online to find out more about the colleges, including virtual tours of the campus, which are fantastic. I'd highly recommend them. If you do feel like you're ready to apply, then you can do so really easily online as well. Just check out www.lsec.ac.uk. And if you have any more sort of questions, then feel free to contact the Student Hub team as well by emailing studenthub@lsec.ac.uk. So thank you so much, all of you, for watching. Thanks so much to our speakers, and we will hopefully see you later on in the week for another London South East Colleges online open day. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.